Monica left her sister the house, y'all. She left running the house. I said, now how she get the doggone house? I thought it was gonna be between Michael and Tracy. But yeah, do y'all think that it's a setup that somebody tampered with the wheel? Let me know down below. But yeah, Tracy got some doggone relish. Portia possibly pregnant. Josh back and still lying. Brandon still lying. And he told me he gonna handle Jason. Jason ended up asking Brie why she didn't want James to see Nathan, and she lied. She obviously lying. I said, I don't know if Nathan is Nathan or Nathan is what they said, Peter, or what's the dude name, they daddy? Faison. But on Friday's episode, the way they played that music, I was like, something ain't right. I said, something ain't right. I said, that boy ain't right. Something's not right. It seems like Britt is hiding something. Curtis finds out that the PCPD may have new evidence. Look like Isaiah finna confront Curtis. I said, just tell that you sleeping with his wife at this point. Drew suing Tracy, and he said he has nothing to lose now. Hey y'all, and welcome back to another review of Life of Chelsea for General Hospital, October 6, 2025. First things first, let me know y'all thoughts on today's new episode down below. What y'all think? Did y'all like the episode? Are y'all shocked by the ending? That Ronnie got the house, Tracy got Dealey freaking squad aside from Relish. But first, we're going to start with Elizabeth and Portia. So they were just talking about Britt and her first day back and how she had a half day. Portia looked like she was getting sick. So I'm assuming that the pregnancy test was hers instead of Jocelyn. Because the way they showed it, I was thinking it was going to be Jocelyn. But it looked like it's going to be Portia. I said, I said, how you going to explain this? She told, what's his name? Isaiah. She told Isaiah, we don't have any talks about, getting a divorce, so I can't really have no committed relationship or whatever. I was like, so you just the dude on the side. I said, you just the dude on the side. What's going on? And I said, okay, it's about time for Curtis to learn the truth. I said, I don't think that's going to be his baby. They did sleep together, some nights before that? I don't know if it was some nights or a week before that, but they had just slept together too. So around the same time, so she ain't going to know who the baby daddy is. She's not going to know who the baby daddy is. Next, we got Britt and Jason. With them, Jason was just in her room. She ends up kicking him out, but he stayed. He was like, he came there to get his clothes and stuff like that. So then they got to talking about James and Nathan, and she was like, she didn't want to overwhelm him, and that's why she didn't feel like it was okay for James to see him. But the way they played that ominous music and stuff like that, I was like, I said, y'all might be right. This might not be Nathan. I said, Nathan ain't Nathan. It's just a lookalike or something. But somebody said Peter, and I was like, Peter? I said, why would Peter? Why would they got the same DNA? I forgot that they made these 4 siblings. I forgot, y'all. But what that mean that they had the same fingerprints too? I thought that mean they had different fingerprints. I don't know, but they saying that it's either gonna be Peter or it's gonna be their dad Faison, because remember it was somebody named C. It was somebody named C or whatever. But yeah, that's how they was talking about. She ended up asking him about the memorial and stuff like that. They still not on good terms because she still has that wall up, and she still ain't snitched. She ain't snitched. Jason ain't snitched. Carly gonna be highly upset. Somebody gonna have to tell the truth. I said, somebody gonna have to tell the truth because Brandon think he unstoppable. Speaking of Brandon, so with him and Carly was just talking and bonding and stuff. They were talking about Drew and the fact that she was being questioned. She was like, she feel like she said something wrong, but she can't remember what she said. And he was like, regardless, he gonna do what it takes to protect her and stuff like that. That's when Jocelyn came in. So they reunited and stuff, and she was just telling about how she found a caregiver liar, how she found a caregiver. I keep saying that wrong. How she found a caregiver or whatever. And he just over here just into her story, like he ain't tell her what to say and he ain't put her up to this and stuff like that. So she left. Carly ended up leaving. That's when she wanted to know if Carly knew anything. And he was like, no, and it's gonna stay that way. And she was like, I don't know, Jason gonna be able to keep this from her forever. He was like, I handle Jason. And she was like, what does that mean? But by that time, Carly came back. I said, okay, somebody needs to say something and somebody needs to say something now. Because Brandon over here acting like he unstoppable, like he untouchable and stuff. I said, somebody need to tell it on him before he starts trying to blackmail Jason. I said, what does he have on Jason? I know he the one who planted that hair, Jason hair and stuff like that. But aside from that, I don't know what he has on him. Alexis and Curtis, they were just talking about the case about Drew, and she thinks that, they found new evidence because they had a meeting scheduled, but Anna ended up canceling. So she ends up telling Curtis she don't know if he has an alibi and stuff like that, but he needs to get it in check because the walls are closing in and stuff like that. I think Curtis said he didn't do it, but he don't know if Portia did it. He talking about some Portia don't have an alibi. Yes, she do. I said, if it gets down to it, yes, she do. Wasn't that man her alibi? I told her she ain't got no alibi. Shoot, she got an alibi. But yeah, he was talking to Alexis first. Then he ends up telling Marsha everything that he learned and how, if they find the evidence that was in Drew's safe or not in his safe, because I don't think they know exactly where the evidence was, then she gonna be in trouble or whatever, and they gonna think that both of them had motive. And I said, your daughter over here, see, everybody don't learn nothing. You seen your parents lying, now you lying. You could have just told them the truth, that you and your boyfriend or your ex-boyfriend went in there, broke into his main house and stole this evidence and destroyed it. Nobody found no doggone fingerprints on the bed yet. I ain't heard nothing. Maybe I missed it. I did watch Friday's episode. Was it Thursday's episode I missed? It was some episode I missed. I don't think they found the fingerprints yet. I said it's taking a long time, man. What the lab got going on? Isaiah and Drew. So with them, he was just checking on him, telling him how you doing and stuff. And Drew was like, you being short with me or whatever. Did I ever do something to you? So then he was like, no, you never did nothing, but you did do something to Stella and I care about her. And you almost cost her job and everything. And he was like, no, he didn't. He's the reason why she got it back. If anybody's to blame, it's Curtis. Because Curtis, we was friends. And he took it from business to personal or something he said. Some load of baloney. Some load of baloney he said. Then he was like, he can't be trusted or whatever. If you may not want to take my word for it or whatever, but what about his wife or whatever? The co-chief of staff bringing up Portia and stuff. I said, what he know about these two? The way he was smiling after Isaiah left, I was like, what he know about what they got going on? But yeah, he started talking about Portia. I was like, why? Did he do that for a reason? What has he heard? What has he heard? But yeah, he started talking about Portia and stuff. He was like, what does that have to do with anything? Just talking about just look at how he treats his wife or whatever. I said, now why would he bring it up? I said, who done told him something? How he know? What's going on there? They do be gossiping. Amy probably told. Y'all know Amy be gossiping and telling everything. But yeah, I was like, now who done told him something? So after Isaiah left, he just started smiling. I said, they just need to get you. They just need to get you. Now I know they did a promo where they showed, they supposed to be searching Elizabeth house. They supposed to find, did they find the weapon there? I don't know, but I was like, did Willow have it or is she being set up? Like, I'm confused at this point. But they said this week somebody's alibi gets destroyed or whatever, so somebody going to jail. I don't know. I just ready for Willow and Drew to get what's coming to them. I want Willow to get help though. On the promo, did Michael tell her that he wants her to see the kids? Like, what he trying to prove? What he got going on? I don't know. But I know I didn't do a review Friday because I wanted to talk about Molly old snitch and tell. You ain't have to offer. I know it'd be different if, y'all was under that setting and it was professional stuff like that or whatever. I mean, in a way it is. But you ain't have to go snitch on your cousin. What the world going on? I'm like, you snitched. I was like, she will or whatever. And I didn't ask you nothing about that. You decided to offer the information. But at the same time, it's Michael's own fault because you know she's a snitch and want to follow the rules and stuff. I was like, look at Molly over here snitching. I said, Molly, you need to worry about how your mama and your sister and your, Ava ain't no kin to her. And that Ava girl, it got your daddy over here tied up and stuff. All them criminals. I said, is you going to keep that same energy when they get caught? Because they going to get caught. Alexis already done got caught. He got the doggone knife up to her neck or whatever, or he had it. Ava done came in out of nowhere and knocked him. I said, this how y'all got there the first time. You hit him over the head. But yeah, I said snitch. I said Molly old snitch. I said, Michael, you done messed up. But I don't think he gonna get arrested. But at the same time, I don't know. We just gotta wait and see. They still ain't showed us who did it. They just been showing so far on today's episode. They've been telling us who didn't do it. I think Michael said he didn't shoot him. Curtis said he didn't shoot him. I don't know. I'm thinking Willow. I'm thinking Willow or somebody else. Somebody said they think that Drew hired somebody. I wouldn't be shocked. I was saying Willow and Drew in together at this point. And I was saying they ain't cahoots together. I don't know, y'all. Next we got Tracy and Martin. So they end up meeting up. Martin wanted to tell her basically Drew was suing her. He talking about how Drew could have been hurt after she wheeled him out that church and stuff like that. Talking about he recovering and everything. I said, dude, if you don't go on somewhere. She basically told him that lawsuit was a load of baloney and it's going to get tossed out. He wanted to make a deal or whatever. Did he say he wanted an apology or something else? I don't know if he said both. I know he said something about an apology or whatever. Then he went and told Drew she wasn't willing to do that. She was focused on the reading of Monica's will. He was like, oh, I need to get there or whatever. I don't want them to cut me out of my inheritance. I was like, Monica ain't left nobody nothing except, I think Michael got all the cars and stuff like that and the horses and everything. Tracy got Relish. Jason got a watch. Olivia got, what she got? Some cookware or something? Ned got something. Ronnie first, she got this little, it was like a necklace or a picture of, I think she said all of them together or something like that. So I'm like, okay, cool. Tracy got Relish, like I said, and the last thing was the house, and Ronnie got it. I said, okay, now where this lady come from, first of all? Where she done came from there? And I was like, did somebody set this up? I kind of feel like they set it up. Because why would they leave the Relish? Because Tracy said Monica knew how much that hurt her when her people had left it for her beforehand. So why would she do it again? I was like, yeah, I don't know if Martin behind this. Because he made a comment. Y'all know I keep saying that. He made a comment or whatever. But yeah, Ned, Olivia, Brooklyn, Michael was all just talking about the house. And Olivia wanted a piece of oven. And they were just talking to Michael like it was final. Like he was the one that was going to get the house or whatever. Ronnie showed up. That's when she introduced herself. And she was just sharing stories about her and Monica. Then Tracy came in and had a fit that she was there. They ended up telling her that she was called there. So that's when they ended up reading the will. It was something else about Ned now. What was it? I don't know, but regardless, I wondered if that lady gonna end up kicking everybody out, or Tracy. We already talked about Curtis and Marshall. Isaiah and Portia, he went to her to my son. Basically, he thought about it and he want to give them a chance and stuff like that. And she was like, I'm still married and we ain't talked about getting a divorce or whatever. So if you cool with that, then okay, we can do this. But I'm not looking for nothing, serious and nothing like that. Too late. You done got your tail knocked up. You don't sit up here and laid up with this man and now you possibly pregnant by him. We don't know yet. But yeah, I was like, too little, too late, girl. And so I'm ready for her to get caught slipping too, because she done talked all that noise. She got mad about the drinks and everything. You running around sleeping with him more than once. Wasn't it what? 2 times, maybe 3? I don't know. But yeah, I think Isaiah ended up inviting her out for a date. I think he invited her to the cabin. He invited her to the cabin or whatever. Somebody said he want to cook for her. I said, you cook for the other girl, didn't you? Somebody said how he was keeping something secret with the other one, talking about Jordan or whatever, and it didn't work out. And you think that this married lady is going to work out? You think that this gonna work out with this married lady? Make it make sense? I don't understand. It's not something not clicking up here. Something not clicking up here. I still say they missed a perfect opportunity. Isaiah kept talking to Willow about this doggone cabin. They showed the scene where she collapsed in not in the church, in the courthouse or whatever. Then they wheeled in. They were saying how she not talking. They was assuming, she was losing it. There was the perfect opportunity for her to get up out of there. Go grab them kids and take her to this doggone cabin. Just like they missed the mark with the whole Sasha situation. Why would you have her, the girl grab the baby and stuff like this and reveal that it's her? Well, not fully reveal because everybody don't know that it was her. And then drop the storyline. All these good opportunities for these storylines and they just completely dropped them like it was nothing. And then, I don't know, I think it cut out. But the Isaiah and Curtis part. Curtis was talking to Elizabeth. He wanted Drew's room number, even though he know the room number. He was there before, unless he was moved. I don't know if he was moved or not. Maybe he was moved. But yeah, he was like, before you do it, something, we need to get some things straight or something. He said, I said, see, that's why you can't go messing around outside of your relationship and marriage because people always want to be seen and known and stuff. You giving off hints that y'all involved. I don't know what he finna talk to him about, but I'm assuming it's about Portia. I was like, didn't she say, like, I don't understand now. I said, look at him. I said, you supposed to be seen and not heard. Wait. Is that the right way? It was said, I don't know. I said, you should be seen or heard at this point. I was like, see, Portia, what you get. And we already talked about how Martin told Drew that he wasn't in the will and he felt some type of way. He ended up saying how, he has nothing to lose. I said, didn't you say you ain't had nothing to lose before? I said, go on, do what you gonna do. I mean, you already been doing crazy stuff, so what else can you do? What else can you do? They need to set him up. I hope Michael has a plan. I hope Michael is setting them up or he about to set them up. I think Carly said on today's episode how Jason said that, he gonna make sure that Michael doesn't go to jail or whatever. Look, I messed that all the way up. And I was like, how you gonna do that if he was out of town? He can't say he did it because he was out of town or whatever. So I'm wondering how. I said it shouldn't even get to that point. It's about time for Drew to pay now. We going on into a new year now. It's about that time now. But that's it, y'all. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces. Have a great rest of the day and be safe.